Welcome back to Real Florida Magazine. Today, we're going to take a closer look at the Wausau Possum Festival.
Welcome back. Still here at the 45th Annual Wausau Possum Festival, right here in the middle of historic downtown Wausau, Florida, enjoying this beautiful day. And you know, it bears repeating. We've said it again and again, but typically this is the hottest day of the year. And fortunately today we got a kiss from the weather. It was actually downright cool this morning, still balmy and a little bit of a breeze. Right here with us now, Jim Fensom, candidate for 14th Judicial Circuit judge position, currently the incumbent and has been for 8.5 years in that position. Jim, is this your first Wausau Possum Festival?
I've admired the festival for years. I grew up in Port St. Joe. I've always heard about it and was able to make it this year and had a great time.
You actually came last night and enjoyed the King and Queen contest.
I saw the King and Queen contest and saw Mr. Blunt win again as king. I certainly did.
And you've had Mr. Blunt come before you on the bench there.
I have seen Mr. Blunt in the courtroom, and he was dressed a little bit differently, and his behavior was somewhat improved over that last night.
Wausau does something to people. It kind of brings out your inner self, and you know, sometimes that's a scary thing. You've been quite a benefactor to the festival already. You actually donated some artwork that had been done on your behalf. Talk about that.
Well, Jan Dodrell is a very well-known artist that has some of her work hanging in the state capitol in Tallahassee. She's an extremely good artist, and she's a very dear friend and a big supporter. And I asked her to help me decorate our float, our pickup truck. And next thing I knew, they had put together 7 panels with hanging possums and just did an A-plus job. And his artwork was so nice, we decided the proper thing to do would be to donate it to the festival and hopefully support the festival and the fire department.
Yeah, and they've already auctioned off some of those, and they did bring in cash, and I'm sure the volunteer fire department is very appreciative. You know, in a small town like Wausau, less than 300 full-time residents,
right,
in a rural, somewhat poor county like Washington County, a little bit of money goes a long way.
Oh, I understand that. I grew up in Port St. Joe, and a small town needs the money they can get.
So what's the best thing about the festival so far?
We thoroughly enjoyed the parade. The parade was great. Well, last night was great. It's hard to single any one thing out.
The people watching is something else as well.
Well, the friendly people. I guess the prime thing would be the friendly people we've met here. Very nice people.
We saw you in the course of the parade, and you had a lot of your supporters with you. But people do want to talk. They want to shake your hand. They want to meet you, and they want to talk. And that goes to what you're saying about people being friendly.
Well, and it is. The job of a circuit judge is a job that's a very serious job. A lot of responsibility, and I take the job very seriously. And I'm pleased that people do want to meet and talk and at least put a name with a face.
We have been given all of the political candidates, regardless of the race, the opportunity today to do a little Meet the Candidate session. So even though we're here talking about the festival, I would like to ask you a little bit about the candidacy. Obviously, you are the incumbent. You've been the incumbent for 8.5 years. We've spoken in the past. You seem to really enjoy your job, and you don't even consider it work or a job. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, I enjoy the job. It's a job of tremendous responsibility. It's a challenge. The job is difficult. It's a challenge, and I'm willing to accept that challenge and make difficult decisions that I know affect people's lives. What I'm most pleased with that I've been able to do in these 8.5 years was I've worked with abused children from families that had drug or drinking problems. And with those children, we were able to restore the families, or in some cases, remove the children from the family and place them for adoption in a safe family. And there are more than 300 children that I've been able to assist in improving their lives and placing them with a safe family. And that gives me tremendous benefit and joy to meet those families later and see the children doing well and see them safe. And that's probably the most pleasing part of the job.
Yeah, interestingly, I try to prepare for these interviews, and Googling your name, much of that child dependency comes up on Google. So apparently, over a course of years, that has been worthy of note, and people have done just that.
Well, we received a letter from the Supreme Court about the improvements we made in the dependency system, the at-risk children system, while I had that job, and recognition from the Secretary of the Department of Children and Families. We were working with the agencies involved. It was a cooperative effort. We were able to make significant progress. We surely were.
Well, best of luck going forward with your campaign. As far as the festival, would you come back?
Sure. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we had a good time. Good time. Yeah, we really did. Had a great time.
Well, you know, it happens every year, first Saturday in August.
I know that now.
So it's a standing invitation.
Thank you.
Love to have you. Obviously, people in Wausau, people in Washington County like you, have enjoyed meeting you. So come back. I'm sure you've made a lot of new friends, and so you need to come back often.
Okay, Paul. Thank you very much. We've enjoyed our time here.
Here right now with Jim Fensom, currently 14th Judicial Circuit Judge, running this time for re-election for that position. Hopefully this series of Meet the Candidates has given you the opportunity to become an informed voter so that when you do go to the polls, you can vote from that informed position. But as for today, this is the 45th Annual Wausau Possum Festival. We're going to be here for the rest of the day. We are truly having a ball. We get to come every year, but it never gets old. There's always something new and exciting to do and see. So hopefully you'll have the chance as well. If you don't, go to WausauPossumFestival.com. You'll be able to see all these interviews and the photos from this event and years past. We'll be right back.